All right. Hey guys. Hello. Nicole and Chunga here. And we are excited to be here with you guys. I wanted to do this recap because I have so many people in my inbox. I'm actually going to turn on Instagram while we're doing this. But I have a ton of people in my inbox asking me questions about this weekend, like asking about our business, right? And asking, they're personally wanting to start stuff. They've been inspired. There's some things that you wanted to do. And, I'll be honest, I have been doing this for so long, right? I think, I'm sorry, babe. I'm just going to put this on me for me, please. I've been doing this for so long. You have to listen to that. That I underestimate the power of like the simple steps it takes to get started, right? That I think everybody knows. And I realize like, no, they don't know that. Right. So one of my friends, Janetta, she was like, girl, you be whipping these pages up in no time. And I'm like, yeah, I thought, you assume that everybody can do it. And so I wanted to take some time out to share with you guys some lessons we learned from this weekend, give my honey a chance to just talk about what took place. Because, I think we're in a time now where you have to choose, you have to do something, right? You have to get something going. Especially from the pandemic, right? Where a lot of people started realizing like your income is not guaranteed. And there are things that you just have to do. Like you have to know how to get something going. You have to know how to get started on certain ideas. And I want to make sure that I take the time out to share this journey because I think it was so beneficial for my husband and I that I think that other people can benefit from it. And just based on how many of you guys are in my inbox, I was like, okay, let me not underestimate the request, right? Let me not underestimate the request that you guys are submitting, and let me share with you guys some insight. So, hey, babe, so you want to share with the people?
No, I was just saying hey to the people that were joining.
Oh, yes. Thanks for joining, everybody. I see Instagram is going, and we also have... we have Facebook going at the same time, and we are on YouTube. So we're streaming on all three of those social medias, and then we have Instagram going on over here. So I would just say, I don't want to take up a lot of time, but babe, how long have we been talking about launching, you doing something with cooking?
For years, and it just took, I don't know, it's hard to describe, but you talk about something, and then just take a step and go ahead on and do it in the direction, and just, build some confidence and things like that. So,
yeah. And I shared yesterday, so I shot a video yesterday and I said, we've been talking about this for years, but the thing about entrepreneurship, and my husband had a front row seat to all of it, right, is that ideas are great, but the execution of it really working is unpredictable, right? So a lot of times we would talk about things, but for him, it was like, that's not solid enough. I can't live off of a possibility. Like I need more of a guarantee, right? So he had a lot of resistance and hesitation to making it a business. It was like, I love cooking. I'm just going to keep cooking, right? And so, but just recently we moved back to Austin and we were just like, he was like, okay, I'm no longer in the field that I was in, right? With the pandemic, he worked with the youth. And they shut down the school system for the year, and there was really no work for him to do. And so we relocated, and he was like, honestly, he's in a different season of his life, and he was like, I feel like I want to do something that I enjoy, something that I love, right? So we've been brainstorming. The funny thing is, you never said cooking.
No, I never said cooking.
You was like acting and.
Well, I felt like I wanted to do that. I just still do. But
yeah.
But just. Random ideas as to, what to do with the time that I have, you know what I mean? And so after I take care of kids and all that kind of stuff, and, it's just, what do I do next? And so it just took a lot of writing things down, trying to find me, and then narrowing down what I believe I'm good at, and then, cause I tried a lot of different things. So just narrowing down what I believe I was good at, and pointed in that direction. And just kind of went from there.
So, and I want to just share with you guys. So I'm going to be documenting behind building a brand in a business. Because I feel like a lot of people are at home overthinking things, underestimating themselves, undervaluing what's possible, and also lost in the land of comparison. And because I've been online for a long time, I will tell you that there's a lot of things that we have to unlearn because we're being programmed by a lot of messaging from so many different things and what people say you should do and how things should go. And I want to break those myths. I want to begin to challenge these have to haves that people are teaching. Even me, there's a lot of stuff that I taught over the years and I'm like, I don't even believe that anymore. I think a lot of times we have gotten so consumed by the how-tos that we forget about the whys, right? Why I want to do this and what is it that I really love to do and who are the people that I want to help with this and how can I make a difference? We be worried about how can I do this? How do you do that? And when you get caught up in the how-tos, it gets very hard to find the confidence to do something because you get lost in how do I build a website and how do I create, an email campaign? Do I run Facebook ads? And am I supposed to edit my videos? And we start getting lost in all those how-tos. So today we're going to scratch off those how-tos and I'm going to share with you guys something that I even learned, right? Of the power of just doing it. He and I, we were walking a couple months ago, actually, and we were just talking. And I was like, babe, I think you should do a cookbook. Or we were talking about doing a YouTube show or something. And I was like, I think you should do a cookbook, or I don't know what we were talking about. Yeah. But we came up with names.
Yeah, we wrestled with names for days, and
we first came up with Fire and Smoke.
Yeah, or Chunga Skillet.
Chunga Skillet. Right,
all this stuff. So
yeah, but we were talking about concepts, names, brands, packaging, right? Like, what do we want it to stand for? He's like, I want it to represent me. Like, I like music, I like art. I'm an artist. Like, I wanted to just emanate the presence of who I am. Like, his whole thing was, I'm not trying to be an internet marketer. I'm not trying to be a social media cook or chef or blogger. I'm cool. I'm coop in the kitchen and this is what I do, right? But we talked about the name, the concept, the idea, and then we began to talk about how to turn it into a business. What would it look like in a business model? So what I want to do for you guys while we're here, my goal was to give you guys some tips. Hey, Shalonda. Hey, Sherry. I want to give you guys some tips on what to do if you have an idea and you want to get your business started. Because I feel like a lot of us are in this place of like overthinking things. And in reality, this weekend, y'all, honestly, for me, it was a proven theory of just do the dang thing. Like, just get it out there because you don't have to have it all figured out. It doesn't have to be perfect. And people will support you. Like, people are interested if you tell them what you have. Okay. So I wanted to share with you guys, there's 3 key things that I wrote down, and then I want my husband to share because I'm gonna tell y'all, I tell people all the time, me and my husband are complete opposites. I'm the entrepreneur. He's a safe and secure one, right? One, go to work and wants the security, right? I'm the risk taker. He's asking all the questions, right? I'm the, let's just jump off the roof and we'll get a parachute on the way down. And he's like, let's make sure we have the training manual and the guide and everything in place. And so where are we going to land? And what time are we supposed to jump? And he's asking all the questions and I'm already running. I have, when I put the post up the other day about us, I wanted to say he married a runaway train. Right. Essentially, my husband married a runaway train. He'll tell you from the day we got married, I was just gone. Like, he didn't know what he married because he met me in college. And in college, you don't know who you want to be when you grow up. But long story short, we're complete opposites. And a lot of the things that I see as being easy or possible or fun or exciting or doable, he's like, nah, not for me. Right? Or he's like, I don't think that's going to work. Or nah, I don't know if I want to do it like that. Right? So I tell people I'm the gas, I'm all gas and he's the brakes. And so for us to have launched this weekend, I learned a lot of very critical lessons, especially as a couple, of the benefit of the 2 polar opposites. Because I think a lot of times in marriage, we tend to have conflict. Like, let's be real, y'all. Entrepreneurship is hard. And when you marry somebody who's not an entrepreneur, it's scary if both of y'all are entrepreneurs, right? Because there's a lot of risk on the line. But when you're somebody that is a safety person and you marry a runaway train, it's like you're always chasing this runaway train and you don't even know where they're leading you, right? And that's pretty much representative of our marriage, right? He didn't know when he married me we would be moving so many places and have this adventurous life, right? But I say that it can be a benefit. It can actually, we realize like there's complementary support here. And I was talking to somebody yesterday and they called me after I shot that video that I shot. And they were like, man, you know what? I learned a lot in that video because me and my husband are very similar. And she was like, I'm just wondering, should I focus more on supporting my husband and what he's doing, right? She was like, I just feel like if I can support him and what he's doing, we can go a lot further. And here's what I told her, because if there's married couples who are watching this, I want to tell you what I've learned. We've been married for 18 years, right? And it has not been peachy. I tell people it took us 7 to 10 years to figure out we wanted to stay married, right? Like it was rough because in the beginning, he did not understand me and I didn't understand him. And I kept trying to get him to be me. I was like, you need to be a hustler and you should be out here being an entrepreneur, running your own business. And you should be wanting to make millions of dollars. And you should, right? I would be on him. And when we were in real estate, I wanted to buy all these properties. And he would be like, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm like, you don't know real estate. You're not in real estate. This is what millionaires do. They invest in property and they buy investments and they do this. And I read these books and they said, right, I'm telling him about Robert Kiyosaki and I'm letting them run our household. And a couple of years later, we in bankruptcy court dealing with foreclosures and repossessions on things that he told me wasn't a good idea, but I bought them anyway, right? So here's some things that I've learned. I'm frozen. Oh, this thing. Let's see. Is it gonna? Let me know if I'm frozen. Calls keep coming in. I don't know how to block them on Instagram. But here's some lessons that I learned about entrepreneurship is that when you do choose to work together as a team, it works. Yeah. If you don't work together as a team, it will be conflict. Even if you are the hustler, you the go-getter, you know how to make stuff happen. If you don't have a valued relationship with your significant other to be able to mutually understand this process and actually respect their input, they may not always understand. There's a lot of things my husband didn't understand. And I learned quickly, get a business account because he might not understand all the purchases you're making for your business, right? You let the business be the business, you let the household be the household, but you don't make the household pay for the business, right? Those kind of things I learned early on. But I learned to share with him what we're experiencing, like run ideas by him and get his input because he's married to me. He knows me. He's seen my cycles and he's able to see how things work, right? So long story short, I can go on about this whole marriage and working together thing, but I've learned to stop and listen to his ideas, right? Just because I'm the entrepreneur doesn't mean that I know everything and I'm the only one that can come up with ideas. And so when he started coming up with ideas, I started listening. And I was like, okay, I'm going to help you build them out. So I know I do all the talking. Go back.
No, it's fine. I had to push the ideas a little bit, and but it worked out. But yeah, you definitely need a good teammate when you're going to start something like that. Somebody who can validate your work. Somebody who's going to tell you the truth about your work and all that kind of stuff like that. It's expensive. It can get expensive. Is what I'm saying, but like count up the cost. Just starting,
starting a business, you need money. Well, it depends on what kind of.
It depends on what you're doing, but you're still going to spend, so you just got to be prepared.
You have to have a conversation about investing in your business, right?
Yeah.
So let me share. And to my husband, it's expensive. I'm like, nah, this is running a business. Yeah. To him,
you
he's like,
pay the cost to do business.
Yeah, he like this expensive. I'm like, no, we just build a business. Right, yeah. That it's just the cost. And so we'll talk about that. But let me share with you guys a couple of tips that I recommend. If you have an idea, y'all go for it. And I think one of the biggest mistakes that we make is we second guess ourselves. We over assume we undervalue what we're good at. And we overcommit to other people's opinions. Period, point blank. Like my husband, he is good at it. He's good at a lot of things, but I can't make him try to become an internet marketer and start, doing certain things. I had to let him operate in a role that he is strong at, but then we figured out how to turn it into a business. And that's what you guys want to do, is think about what is it that you're really good at, and how is that, you can turn it into a business, right? But I would say do it. Here's how you do it, okay? The first thing is you want to brainstorm, like, what is it that you really enjoy doing, right? And go look and see, are other people doing this online, right? Are other people actually putting into practice this concept or this idea? Is it already out there? I want to believe that almost any and everything that we are good at can be turned into a business. And the reason why I say that, I've seen people build businesses around how to create a potato gun. I've seen kids create empires out of how to bake cupcakes, how to make slime, how to crochet, anything. It's you can make money in anything in this day and age. But the most important piece of it is, what do you really enjoy doing? Because building a business is work. And what time you go to bed last night, babe?
I don't remember. It's probably
almost
about
3 o'clock.
Yeah, 3 o'clock. Like a concept of time, it's just about that work, and so and about just staying, finding some commitment and staying true to what it is you're trying to do. And sleep, man, maybe. You know what I mean?
But what did you keep saying yesterday? Because he was working hard to fill these orders. You kept saying, but it's not hard work.
Yeah, it's not hard work. I mean, it seems to be pretty easy because it's something that you're
naturally good at.
Yeah, you can do it pretty quick. So I think that's the key, is finding something. Frame. Which way? Huh?
Yesterday, can see.
All right, what frame? Stay right here.
Both of them. You good there, but in the Instagram.
So it's just about finding something that you believe that you enjoy. On the inside. It doesn't take a lot of brain power for you to do that particular thing, And so once you find that, then you just kind of start building from there, So when you're up late doing the work, it doesn't feel that much like work, because what you start to remember is that, wait, this is my idea. This is what I've been thinking about. It's for me, and I don't mind doing that particular thing because I can just, do it all night.
Yeah, you got to enjoy what you're doing, because you got to commit. It's work. And I'm going to tell y'all, for a year, I used to teach people how to make money. I don't want to have that conversation anymore about just how to make money online. I'm over it. I despise it. I'm sick of it. And what I mean by that is the association that I can do nothing and make a lot of money, right? I'm over it. I believe that you build businesses that are sustainable and long-term and can carry you and through the lifetime of your desire to build a business, and you're committed to your growth and you're committed to your process. So I'm over the get rich quick stuff and the make money online and just do this 2 or 3 things and then you'll be rich, because it's not real. You might make a heck of a lot of money off of one thing one time, but can you do it over and over and over and over and over again? Right. And so I now only focus on working with people who have a desire to build a real business. And that real business could be a course, a coaching program, a digital something, or it could be a physical product. Yeah. But I tell people work is required. Can you work smart? Yes. But do you have to have work ethic to do anything? Yes. So all these folks that you see telling you, oh, press these 5 buttons and you'll make millions overnight, it's non-existent, because there's something somewhere requiring some effort. So make sure that you are connecting with things that are going to actually be something you enjoy, because there is a learning curve in everything. Okay. So the first thing is just go, do it. Like, think about that thing you love to do and commit to doing it. The second thing, y'all, is there's key things that you want to have in place. So if you come up with an idea, like what we did, we talked about what he could do, right? The cooking thing. And we talked about, okay, not physical cooking, right? We're not looking to open up a restaurant. We're not quite looking to even do things cooking here. How can we leverage technology? How can we leverage technology and create something that is going to be financially rewarding and not exhausting? And here's what I mean. In the cooking space, it's just like, just like anything, right? In the cooking space, if you're doing hair or whatever, you'll end up, if you just get paid based on being on your feet all the time, it'll get very hard for you over time to make money if you're not on your feet. So of course, I'm always thinking about leverage. What are things that you can do to leverage your opportunities with what you know how to do? How can you leverage those things into a social space that you can generate income whether you're working or not, right? So leverage is critical. And it's the way that you really are going to build wealth. You're not going to make money just working hard, right? You're not going to build wealth just working all the time, because your body, it wears out, right? You can't just build something based on how many hours you can work. That's why we switch and elevate from jobs to entrepreneurship, because you don't want a financial cap. So you want to think about, what ways can I turn this into a monetization strategy for more leverage? So if I'm a good cook, like my husband is a good cook, we said, okay, all our friends always ask us, how you cook this, how you cook that, what did you do to make this, what did you do to make that? I was like, let's do your cookbook, okay? Let's do your cookbook. And we went on ahead and we started focusing on the cookbook, but then we started saying, okay, what are some other ways that we can leverage your cooking skills, right? And you guys will see, I don't want to talk about them yet, but they're coming out soon. But we started finding things associated with cooking that can become a part of his brand that you can be able to experience in your home, right? That if you're watching him cook a meal and he's saying, okay, I want you to use this olive oil spray or whatever, you'll be able to go to their website and get the sprayer, right? It's like whatever tools and things that he's using, those are ways that we can start saying, okay, these are a part of the brand. This is a way for you to leverage your skills and actually give ease to your audience by having these things readily available, the apron, right? So if you go to the smokingskillet.com for his website, we have the aprons on there, the merchandise, the cookbook, right? These are things that you can do to elevate. So you want to start thinking about, okay, if I'm going to be in this business model, in what ways do my audience, do my clients need me in this space? And what are ways that I can maximize what I do and leverage it for additional supportive income streams? Okay. Anything you want to say about that, Beth?
The leverage is important, like you said. So definitely make sure that you can leverage your income stream and all that. So yeah.
All right, cool. And then, so here's what you want to have. So you want to brainstorm your name. You want to buy the domain name. Is the domain name available, right? A lot of times, y'all, if the domain name is not available, I don't pursue that business because I don't feel like going back and forth if somebody's copywritten, trademarked, or own a name. So you come up with a name. You can buy names. There are oftentimes domain names out there that you can access. So check and see if there's any, if the domain name is available, okay? And then the third thing that I encourage people to do is create some kind of visual to inspire you. We created the logo. So we sat down together and he came up with this concept of what did you come up with the concept? We
just
China skillet.
A skillet with fire.
With fire coming
off of it, yeah. But it's something that you want to you don't want to spend all day doing it. You don't want to spend too much time doing it because you'll never get started.
Yeah.
But once you narrow something down with your logo, just run with it and make sure it's something that you like. And what I'm realizing is that everybody's not going to like everything that you do. You know what I mean? But you try to do your best at it. And so you narrow down your logo to what you like, and then just go from there. But it want to be big. You still want to be stunning.
Well, here's the thing. The only reason why I say create a logo, y'all don't get caught up in branding, colors, this, that, and the other. I usually don't share this with people, but lately what I've done with a lot of my clients is I say, go to Fiverr, give them this name and let them give you something. The only reason why I recommend you get some kind of visual, and you can spend $5 to $10, $15 on Fiverr, Fiverr.com, and say, hey, can you make me a logo for this? It may not be the most wonderful, amazing. You're not even doing the logo for your business. You're not doing it for people. You're doing it for you to see this idea be manifested into a visual picture. It is like your first step into seeing it come to life. So whenever I want to come up, like, for example, when I would launch courses and stuff, I would immediately go to my graphic designer and say, create a course graphic for me, because it's going to allow me to help that course come to life. I'm literally looking at the digital mock-up of this course being created. So it gave me motivation and inspiration like, yo, I can do this. So don't spend a gazillion hours on it. Don't go crazy over colors. I don't even talk about building websites and stuff yet. I just say give yourself something visual, because I think when me and him started brainstorming, so with his logo, we worked together on it and built it out in Canva, okay? I'm not a designer. He has a very good artistic eye. Canva has logos already done, y'all. If you go to canva.com, it's free. And they have logos already done. We just went to existing logos and typed in restaurants, and it allowed us to see what kind of restaurants or food type logos they already had. And then we just started moving stuff around because they have different elements. So we were like, okay, go to elements and click, type in skillet and see if they can pull up a skillet or pot. And we pulled it up. We typed in fire. Does it have fire? And the fire came up, different types of fire. So we were testing the fires to see what it looks like coming out of the skillet. We played with different fonts. Because what that did for him, it was just like, yo, this is legit, right? Like, how did you feel when you saw the logo, babe?
It felt satisfying. It felt like we were moving in a direction. Then that we can agree on this is what it needs to look like, you know? And so, but like I said, you know, getting stuck right there.
Don't get stuck.
Don't get stuck right there. You know, you can probably just, you know, you can start something, get it going, and then you can always come back and revise your logo, I would imagine. So,
yeah. And so we did that. So we did the logo. Then I told him to go ahead and start focusing on the cookbook, right? Because here's the thing, you guys. When you're building any business, the worst thing that we do is we focus on the how-tos instead of the what's. What are we delivering? What are we giving people, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're going to be providing people with some kind of an offer, put that together first, or work on that. Like, what does that look like? Don't work on the website. You know, don't get caught up in the branding. Don't get caught up in all that. I only say do the logo, but y'all, I say that in all respect, with the goal of you maybe going to Fiverr and paying somebody a few bucks to do it, just to give you the satisfaction that you're moving and making progress, okay? But when we started talking about him doing his cookbook, I said, okay, don't worry about all the marketing. Don't worry about how we're going to do this. Because he was like, well, I'm looking on Instagram and everybody has a cooking. You know, there's so many people doing cooking. And there's so many different Instagram pages I said, I don't care. They're not you. Like, we're not going to look at how many cooking channels cooking pages there are, how many people already done it, how many people already did a cookbook. We're not looking at all that. I was like, you don't have yours out there. They haven't had the coop effect, right? So let's get yours on. So I said, babe, I want you to sit down and just map out your recipes, okay? Now, let me tell y'all about the simple things. My dear husband was overthinking this thing. He was going through other cookbooks we had. He was like, well, okay, so I'm trying to figure out, like, is it just like this? I was like, dude, sit down. Think about what you cook every week and just write it down.
But, you know, y'all, look, it's different because you got to put it in words, what you're trying to say. You know what I mean? Because I want to give you
the best experience.
The best experience, and then, you know, to help walk you through a process. And so it takes some brain power that you got to put on it. But like I said, the biggest part is you don't want to get stuck on something. I think you just kind of got to, you know, get it, go with it, and go through the process and, you know, build like that. So like I said, it's going to take some work.
Yeah, you sit down, but what I tell people, y'all, I write for a living, right? And I had to learn. I remember my English teacher told me years ago, especially if you were trying to write something and communicate something, she said, get it all out first. Just do a brain dump. Don't edit it. Don't overthink it. Whatever comes to mind when you think about what you're trying to say, just put it all on paper, and then you come back and you edit. So even now, I'm writing a book myself. I write in the dark with my eyes closed, and that's how I type. I know how to type, but I literally, this whole book that you guys will see me come out with on the Praying Bold Prayers, I wrote with my eyes closed because I didn't want to see the words. I didn't want to have to fix the spellings. I didn't want to do none of that. I could come back and edit that. I wanted to get out of me what I was trying to say. So I literally type like this, but I am like a very fast typer. I'm not a pecker, I'm a typer. But I told him to do the same thing. I said, babe, don't edit. just get it out, just write it out. Because I can come and help him edit it, and we can come and revise it, we can come and fix it. Your first draft is not the final draft, okay? So whatever you're trying to get out there, don't edit it, don't overthink it, just get it out. And when you map it out, it'll give you an opportunity to just see it yourself on paper. That's why the word says, write the vision and make it plain so that those that see it may run with it, right? You need to have it on paper. So get it out of you and put it on paper. So we went on ahead and he started working on the menu at first, y'all. He was doing it with his hands. He was writing.
With my eyes open.
With his eyes open, right. So, but what helped him was he ended up going into Canva, and Canva had, you know, a layout with menus that helped him to get a structure of like, okay, I can see it. Let me just input my information here. Canva is amazing, y'all. And so it was like he started being able to see how to build it out. And that helped to start moving forward and getting it out of him and out on paper. So if you are wanting to get your idea going, don't spend a lot of time on the external processes of your business. Focus more on what you need to, what are you creating to put out there? Because the more you work on it, the better it's going to be to get you moving. Because here's the thing, you guys, what we don't realize about ourselves as human beings is we need to witness progress, right? We need to witness ourselves having some kind of a small win. The first step in a business is coming up with the name. The second step is buying the domain name. Now, when you see that domain name come up and say, whoa, it's connected to my name, like I really got the domain name, then you say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna, pay somebody on Fiverr to create a logo for me real quick so I can just see the progress. Then if I'm gonna do like him, I'm gonna do the book. He went on ahead and he started playing with the cover. He was like, I'm gonna build some covers out. He was like, oh man, like I'm starting to see the cookbook come to life, right? And for those of y'all that are joining us, I'm just gonna put the website up here. If y'all trying to figure out what we're talking about, it's because we launched my husband's business this weekend called The Smoking Skillet. And I didn't explain all that. I'm gonna start doing this kind of behind the building of a business and a brand. And that's what we're talking about here, right? Is what are the steps that I took with him? Because we're just starting, we're 2 days in, right? But as somebody who's been a business consultant for 20 years, I forget what it's like to be on the beginning side. So I tend to talk over people's heads and miss all this wonderful, exciting beginner stuff, not realizing until I did it with my husband this time, this is the secret sauce to why so many people are sitting on ideas and don't know how to get going, because we are thinking about way too much stuff that doesn't matter, and this is the stuff that really matters. Mm-hmm. So you can check out The Smoking Skillet, support us, yes, shameless plug.
And everybody who has like already been
supporting us, thank you.
It's amazing to me. I'm really blessed and humbled by that. Like it's really amazing. So thank you.
Yeah, it's been beautiful.
I'm gonna do my part on my end to make sure that you all have a very good product, and then we'll just go from there. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, and y'all check us out. Join our email list. We're going to be doing some co-working cooking classes where we'll show you guys how to make some of the dishes that he makes that are in the recipe, the cookbook, and we're gonna do a lot of fun stuff. So, but I want to get this. Look, Shay said, I like that name, The Smoking Skillet. That would be a great restaurant name, isn't it? Fire! Y'all, it's so funny coming up with that name. But I want to give y'all some tips because I got a lot of you guys in my inbox. Like, what do I do? How do I start? This is what I'm building. But yeah, make sure you guys, focus on like what you're delivering. Okay. And then the next thing, y'all, is tell people. Just tell people what you're doing. I've been really bad at that over the years. I'm always working on some secret project, but I think it's because I've been programmed by the internet that you have to have a big launch with everything you do, where everything is perfect and you got it all figured out. And I think my husband's, I don't want to say I think, but my husband's process was refreshing to me, which is why I'm sharing this with you guys. And I will be doing, many people are asking, Nicole, do you do coaching? Do you do mentoring? Yes, I'm launching a business program. I'm launching a business school based on the stages that you are in. I tell people there's 5 stages of business. You have the dream phase where you're dreaming about doing something, but you haven't quite stepped into it. You have the launch phase where you finally figured it out and you're getting started like we're doing with his. You have the growth phase that you're making money. And now it's time for me to kind of get consistent business coming in and start putting some systems in place for my business. You have scale, which is where you start hiring staff, replacing yourself, automating a lot of things, right? And then you have more of like the leveraged kind of you are like a influencer in a space, right? Where you've conquered, now you're teaching, you're mentoring, you're showing people what you did in that process. So I'm setting up a school that, and it's been my dream since 2012, that walks you through what you need based on the stage that you are in. And we'll talk about that later, but you guys can learn, you'll learn more about it as I'll be rolling it out. Nothing is set up for it, but I'll be doing kind of like a bootstrap launch similar to what we did for him, so that you guys can actually get insight onto key things that you need, like your EIN, making sure that you have a business banking account, understanding what are some key things you need to set up in place so that you could be a legit business to protect yourself, making sure you get incorporated, making sure you have an accountant that you're talking to manage your taxes and things like that. So we'll talk a little bit, that'll be coming, the school will be coming actually in April, and you guys will be able to partake in that, okay? But anything you want to share about, just because the last and final thing I wanted to say was, y'all talk to people and tell them what you're doing. Y'all, we just put up a post. We put up a post. So here's the thing. We had social proof. Social proof is when you have something visual that people can see to connect with, right? So if I would have just came and said, my husband's launching a company called The Smoking Skillet, y'all look out for it coming soon, people would have been like, oh, congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. But what we did was, he had already made some cookies. I just took a picture of him making the cookies, right? Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, it was just a random, like, he was in the kitchen playing around because he's been making cookies for many of our friends here locally, and him and Chloe been making cookies together. And so he was making cookies. I was like, babe, let me take a picture, right? And so he took his picture. He was so proud, right? And then we had the logo, and then we had his cover for his recipe book, because he's been working we'll be launching it April 1st for all of you guys who paid for it. You'll get it April 1st, and we have a special class for all of those that bought it that we'll do with you guys, okay? But instead of just making an announcement, I put the visuals. I had the logo, I had the recipe book, and I had his picture of him holding the cookies. And y'all, the crowd made noise.
Yeah, that pretty much amazed me. I had never seen nothing like that. So yeah, so she put it up, and then it was proof that something was getting started or something was happening. So that helped out a lot. It is, again, visuals and, showing people what it is that you're doing. Not just, you're doing both of those things. You're talking and showing.
Yeah, people got a chance to connect with an actual physical something that was being produced, and they just started asking for it. People were like, where do I go to place my order? What is it that I need to do to buy now? How soon can I get it? What's the website? Like, and we had bought the domain name, and let me tell y'all something. Do not promote anything until you already paid for the domain name. Don't promote a name. Don't promote the name until you pay for the domain name. And nowadays, you got to copyright stuff and trademark stuff, because people are thieves and they will steal your ideas, okay? That's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. But make sure you buy the domain name, and then make sure you have some kind of visuals, and just do a soft, we called it a soft announcement, right? It was, I just posted it like I was proud of my husband for finally having his own thing that we can invest in. And I was like, y'all, my husband has a cookbook coming out. We're starting to Smoking Skillet, blah, blah, blah. Now, here's the thing. The plan wasn't to sell cookies. We sell cookies locally, but like, we didn't think that would be like a leader in the business. And it was, because people wanted. They were like, oh, do you ship? I'm ready to place my order.
So it was a great way to create buzz, like it's,
a good small start.
A good small start. So the meat of it is, of course, the cooking, but then, you got, bait is the right word, but it feels
like
bait out. you're throwing something out there and going, yeah. So, you know, if you got good cookies, then, you know, food is good too. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
It was a way for us to test the market
Mm-hmm.
and see what would people respond to and if they were interested.
Yeah.
And they validated that. So I tell people, before you build out websites, before you spend thousands of dollars into your business, before you go out here and you just start like you over create and do, go bait and see if people are ready for it. Just put it out there. Now I would say my situation is a little different. I've been in this internet game for a while, so maybe my connection to the audience and stuff is a little bit different than probably most people. But what you do is you figure out who is your audience, who are my ideal people, and then go in a group and say, hey, is anybody interested in this? I'm thinking about doing this. And I tell people too, listen, you know, I think we've all been brainwashed about influencers and who you got to be. I think you had to have made a lot of money. You have to be super perfect. Your makeup got to be perfect. Your wig for the women, right? Or men, you got to be buff on a picture in order to make a sale, or you got to be in front of a Maserati, or your house got to be a 15,000 square foot mansion. Man, listen, none of that matters. You can be in a studio apartment, sitting in a corner, unemployed, with a hope and a dream, and some skill that you have that you're like, I'm about to get online and bring this to life. And you can go on Canva for free and make you a logo, and you can find you a Facebook group that is associated with whatever you're trying to launch, and go in that group and ask, is anybody interested in this? I'm starting a business and I'm willing to offer it for X, Y, and Z. Who's interested in being a customer? And you will have people coming to you like, I need you, I need you, I need you, I need you, I need you. And they'll pay you to get you started as long as you deliver, be a deliverer, but they'll pay. And you can get started with money in hand with getting your idea going. And that is pretty much what we did, y'all. Like, real talk. I mean, we had the cookie dough stuff here. And we had, you know, all this other stuff we've been working on, but we're building as we go. And people in this day and age, they love being a part of your journey. You don't have to have it all together. Y'all, I am a very open, transparent person. And people laugh at me all the time. They saw him doing my hair the other day, right? David Frey posted it today, like, look at this picture of Nicole. And, you know, for all my non-Black friends, right, they're probably like, why would you post a picture like this? But in the Black community, we know a woman's hair is a lot to manage. So for a man to help me with that means a big deal. But people love getting behind the scenes and seeing, oh, wow, you help your wife clear out her hair. Like, that means a lot to people, saying, oh, that's a good man right there. Like, you got your wife back for real, right? You clearing out hair. But it's just like, you can take people on a journey with you without having perfection, or having made a gazillion dollars, or having it all together, or even having it all figured out. Because see, most of us are just helping people with what they are needing help with that we already have an answer to. Is they're not looking for perfection, they're looking for solutions. If I don't know how to cook, and I'm sick and tired of giving my kids Chick-fil-A, and I'm tired of spending $100 a week on eating out, or $200 a week on eating out and still being hungry all the time, I'm ready to lose weight, and I want to learn how to make really good meals at home. Yeah, there might be 1 million cookbooks already out there. Yeah, there might be 1,000 people already, you know, in the same space doing the same thing. But I'm a random friend on Facebook that says, hey, y'all, I'm starting a co-working, a cooking community. You want to come and join me? I'll show you how to make your meals 2 times a month. We'll meet and I'll show you how to prep your food for the week. Who wants to join me?
Yeah, do what works for your community, the community that you in, your group, whatnot. Do what works for them. And you know, 500 people in your group, that's a lot you can leverage, you know what I mean? So like, and also I would say too,
if you don't need 500, you can have 20.
Man, you can still leverage 20.
You don't need a lot of people.
So, but like what was it? Oh, back to the expenses. You know, be ready, you know, once you get all these steps done, like be ready, because once they bite, you gotta deliver. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you got to deliver. So that's where your expenses can go. You start to figure out
how much it costs.
Oh crap! I need all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I need a, you know, tray here, tray there. I need a rack here, rack here. So you got to know. You got to set aside, you know, and know how to, you know, cut a corner if you need to on the expense. You got to know, you know, just kind of know what to shop.
What to do to deliver.
Yeah, you know, and so. so you got to be ready for that. So that was one thing there. So yeah.
If y'all have any questions, let me know. I'm learning how to use StreamYard, y'all. So I'm like, I can press on the comments, I can press on the banner, I can press on this. I'm learning how to do it. But yeah, so it is. So you can put it out there, put the bait out there, see how people bite, and then you build as you go. Y'all, that's called bootstrapping. It's you build as you go along. So I told him, I said, okay, y'all, this weekend we had 65 orders. Absolutely amazing. Y'all help us get to 100. We're 35 away from 100. Come on, let's do 100 orders today.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you in advance, right? So head on over to the Smoking Skillet and support us. But the thing is that as people are investing in you, you invest back in your business to give your people a great experience, right? So a lot of times that's why when people come and they say, I want to make all this money, it depends on your business model. I'm in a digital space, so we can literally create something digitally, sell it digitally, have low overhead other than software. My husband, on the other hand, is tangible products. And you have to think about, if you are in business, what is the cost of doing business so that you can have a profit? So we had to figure that out. And we're still figuring it out, right? So y'all will see our prices may change and adjust because we realize like, this is pricey to actually do it, but we're going to make it a gourmet experience because we're not trying to be a cheap cookie that you can go into Walmart and buy. That's not who we are. We want a gourmet cookie experience. We're going to be doing butter pecan. We got white chocolate macadamia coming out this week, right? We have butter. What's the other one you're working on? Butterscotch. He found this chocolate chip with an Oreo cookie. Like he was finding all these different ideas and things that we can make. We're going to make it like a gourmet experience, but you have to factor in real life cost of, okay, if I'm shipping stuff or if I'm selling stuff, how much is the materials, right? Yeah. And how much is it for shipping and how much is it for this and how much is it for that? And you start thinking that through from your pricing strategy. And let me just say this really quick to everybody who is listening, because I think everybody needs to hear this. Everyone needs to know everybody ain't broke, okay? Everybody's not broke. A lot of us are scared to charge for our services. We're scared to put a price tag on what we do. And I told my friend yesterday, I said, it's funny, people pay me 5 figures for what I do, right? For consulting. And I'm willing to run around town for my husband for a delivery for $25 because the business models are different. And there's a different, like we're doing something different with him than we're doing with me, right? But being that I'm able to help him build his business, we're not trying to be the cheapest people on the block. We're just not. We're here to give people an experience, and we're willing to put a price tag on what we charge, and we're going to sell our stuff. And if other people feel like it's not in their price point, we respect that. But I think many of us, we sell ourselves short, especially, I'm gonna say this, especially in the Black community, we have an assumption that folks don't have no money. Y'all, I'm in the high ticket space where I see people make $100,000 a month, $100,000 a day, and $100,000 an hour. There are people spending money all day long, okay? All day long. And one of the things that, somebody said, if you undervalue yourself, everyone else will follow suit, right? If you undervalue yourself, everyone else will follow suit. Your name's not coming up. It says Facebook user. I don't know why it's not connecting, but let me know your name so I can shout you out. Yeah, if you undervalue yourself, everyone else will too, right? And there's another statement that says, okay, we're almost done. Look, he like, we gotta go. The time, 7 minutes. It will be done in 7 minutes.
Time to ship the cookie.
Yes, we gotta ship them out. But oh, hey, Marcy. But yeah, if you undervalue yourself, other people will too. And so, the point is that people will pay as long as you provide quality service and a quality experience, okay? So my husband wanted us to wrap this up, but I wanted to share this behind the building of a brand and a business. Like he would have been gone.
You gotta go do the business.
Yeah.
You gotta go do it though.
I'm the marketer.
You gotta go do
it. He's like, I gotta go to work.
Get started. You gotta get started. That's tip number 1. Get started.
Don't do the work. Stop talking. Well, this is what I do.
Yeah.
And he do what he do. But yeah, guys, I wanted to share this information and just give you, the Facebook user must give StreamYard permission. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you, Pamela. But I want to just give you guys some insight, because I feel like this is a very important lesson that we've learned this weekend. So go ahead, y'all, support our business, thesmokingskillet.com. We will be doing the behind the building of a brand and a business. He's my live case study. I'll have a lot more shorter videos we're going to put up on YouTube talking about things that we did and lessons that we learned. But I wanted to spend this time sharing this with y'all today because so many of you are in my inbox asking questions.
The smoking skillet.
Thesmokingskillet.com. SMOKIN, not smoking, but smoking. I didn't put it on Instagram. But Shay, can you put it up for me? Thesmokingskillet.com. And so y'all get going on your idea. The world is waiting for you. We are now a entrepreneurial economy. And the kids are coming in now, so getting restless. But we're gonna wrap up. Go ahead and check us out on thesmokingskillet.com, and I will be back to do more recaps and updates and insight. And if you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and go, babe. I know you like, I'm ready to go.
Gotta go do.
Go do. Go be you.
Yeah, but they don't see my short.
So he put on his good shirt with his sweatpants. Everybody do that. Everybody got on their Zoom outfit. Were you good? You trying to creep out with your sweat? You just got on sweatpants. You ain't in your underwear. Why are you doing like that guy in the video in the news? Oh my God, you so funny. Oh my God. So anyway, y'all, we gotta go. We have to ship stuff off and get it out there. But if anybody has any questions, feel free to let me know. I'm going to be doing these video recaps, kind of insight, because I'm getting a lot of inbox messages. I can't really respond to everybody one-on-one, but I wanted to just kind of, just help you guys because I feel like my husband he would never even know where to start. And I realize a lot of people are in that place, and this is what comes easy to me. This is what I do for a living. This is what I'm good at. This is what I love. I love starting businesses, growing businesses, building businesses. And so I want to be more supportive for many of you guys that were like him, trying to get your vision and idea off the ground. Okay. If you guys want more you want to follow me more, you want more information, I do have a couple of master classes coming up for different levels. I work with people at different levels. I don't believe that it's a one size fit all, but make sure you guys subscribe to my Facebook page. And yes, honey, please. No, thank you. Going out there, you gotta wash your mouth, do all that. But I'm going to subscribe to my page to get notifications. I'll start advertising more. We're putting a lot of things in place for trainings and support and stuff like that. And so be on the lookout for it. Okay. My husband is the same way, getting to work as I too am excited to come alongside my husband as he just launched his business in June 2020. I'm the entrepreneur and I love to start and build. Yeah. I'm the marketing and sales, and he's the do the work. Like he's the implementer, right? So yeah. And we'll do one on marriage and hey Mesh, good to see you. Yeah, so we're gonna talk more about this, but we gotta go, y'all. I wanted to come on, and we've been on for 60 minutes. I feel like y'all got a lot out of it. If it helped you, do share it. And also comment and let us know. And then be sure, like I said, to go to our website and support the business, thesmokingskillet.com. Hey, Mesh, I'm going to hit you up with a date in a second. I got to work on some other stuff. Can you make us post a picture, share on my social media? Yes, I'm about to post some banners, y'all, that my designer, Jaleesa, did. I'm going to post her in a second. She just made us some company banners to promote. So I'll be posting that up in a second. All right. Okay, y'all. Hope this helped. Love you guys. Stay tuned and make sure you subscribe to my Facebook page for notifications to get notified. And for Instagram, the same thing. Okay. All right. Thanks for joining us, you guys. All right. Bye-bye.